Hello guys, how's it going? Welcome to a video on this video sharing site, and you are watching the person who is usernamed below this video. So if you check the username, you'll find out who it is. That's who I am. That's who you're watching. That's what we're dealing with. That's what we're talking about. And yeah, that's who this accident is.
I still see your shadows in my room. Can't take back the love that I gave you. It's to the point where I love and I hate you, and then I cannot change you, so I'm...
Hey guys, how's it going? Are things going well for you? Yeah, hopefully things are going well for you. I should have been fully aware that this is a video, not a live stream. Alright? Look at this. The fall season's here, in which, as a result, pumpkin donuts. Oh, wait. No, I keep forgetting. Pumpkins have something majorly to do with Halloween. So, I think when October ends, so do pumpkin donuts. And pumpkin spice, I think. Or is pumpkin a fall thing? Is pumpkin spice a fall thing or a Halloween thing? I don't know. I don't really know. But if they're a fall thing, that means they can last longer than Halloween, which is interesting. That's nice. Oh, man. Gotta love those pumpkin donuts, man. Those pumpkin donuts, man. They're good. You gotta pop them in. Pop them in your mouth. Pop them. They're popping them in your mouth. Yeah. Gotta pop them in your mouth. I need a drink. Got some tea. Alright, that's enough of my dumbass. Let's keep right on going. Let's talk about games of the oh, wait a minute. It's to keep the microphone and the camera audio in sync with each other. Yeah. Sorry. Anyway, so let's talk about games of the past, or a specific game of the past. I'm going to be talking about Sega's Columns because, Sega needed a competitor to Tetris. Well, that's what I ended up thinking, but however, Sega did a Tetris of their own. Sega went and did a Tetris of their own. Maybe when they made Columns they didn't have the license, but then they finally got the license to make Tetris, so they made Tetris. I don't know. I mean, you really, to be honest with you here, they've made Puyo Puyo, so I think they wanted to do more than Columns. They wanted to basically apply to as much genres as possible. They had like tons of actions games, platformers. You know, Sonic, Rise Star, they're both platformers made by Sega. They wanted to do more than one IP. That explains Columns and Puyo Puyo, and they got Sega version Tetris, and that does work. But however, we're talking about Columns. Columns. What on earth is Columns? Columns is a puzzle game series that involves historical stuff and jewels. And pretty much the rule sets of Columns is very interesting. So let me grab in a mini whiteboard and show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so how does Columns works? Okay, Columns is a puzzle game. All right, we all can come to agreement. But however, I draw this little mini whiteboard to show you how it works. So you have your game board, and traditionally, like Tetris, you fill to the top, you're done. Game over, motherfucker. Okay. So, however, the game works very differently compared to Tetris, even though there is a next thing that shows you what your next puzzle piece will be after you place the current one. Okay, so, fill to the top, you're done. So, yeah, you get a next and a fill to the top, you're dead thing like Tetris. But it works very differently. How this works is that you're supposed to match 3 gems in a row instead of just straight lines like Tetris. Okay, so that's how you clear gems. And how they work is that you get various amounts of gems, the jewels, to work with. Alright, so you get that kind of stuff. And pretty much you don't just make matches horizontal and vertical. Also, you can make matches from across, vertical, and diagonal. So basically around here you get, so yeah, it has multiple ways of matching things, and everything works in like Puyo Puyo in a everything remains that collapse down here, gravity applies. So it's like having something that disappears below you and you end up falling and taking over that disappeared block's place. That's kind of how it works, right? Hopefully my descriptions are like good, but you know, you're going to be seeing gameplay anyway, so you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so yes, so you can pretty much make matches up, down, left, right, diagonal, yeah, just anything. So and you need to match at least 3 jewels, 3 gems to make it clear. So, okay, good. Simple as that. You fill to the top. You're done. Game over, motherfucker. Game over, man. Game over. However, there are bonus jewels, and which, as a result, you'll get these shiny little gems that I drew around here. They'll be shiny as hell, and they'll be flashing like random colors from left and right. When they're flashing, those power-ups basically allow you to pick a specific jewel and get rid of all of that specific jewel you want gone. So, yes. It's a pretty good, nifty, super useful power-up, and also, like I said, there's chain combos like in Puyo Puyo. So basically, you say you get this all clear, you get that cleared out, and you create like a little chain combos. You get all the squared gems, the circle gems, and the diamond gems in one sitting. So, yeah, it's pretty good. But however, let's get to the gameplay, so that way when it comes to the gameplay, it is automatically elaborated of what I am talking about. So let's get right on going to Columns 1 on the Genesis. Let's get going. Alright guys, I'm gonna go ahead and boot up Columns through my Sega Genesis collection on Steam, because I'm lazy as hell right now. Alright, let's go. Start, arcade. Start off at the beginning. Now I'm gonna want to practice my chain combos. Alright, I need me like a yellow, so that way I am bingo, and that's gonna build my chain combo. And then so what that did, oh shit, that's not what I had in mind. Bingo. No, I got it. Okay, so it should be like, get those matches, get that done, and then... Okay. Oh, shit, I forgot there's that fucking yellow... God damn it. When you transition from Puyo Puyo to Columns, it's a fucking bitch. Okay. 3 chain... Oh, I get a 4 chain! Yes, I got a 4 chain. I did it. I made me a fucking 4 chain. That is a fortune. Here we go. Shit. I'm gonna need a... Boom. Oh, I didn't know you can make matches like that. Should have mentioned I should have made matches like that. Okay. That works too. Got it. Nope, I got it. Yes, that is a 3 chain. I did it. Okay, it's like pretty good. I'm getting the hang of the chain combos and Columns, so it's like getting my chain combo practice on. Oh, come on. Okay, awesome. We did it. Oh, yes. Oh my goodness. That is my highest chain combo, and the saddest part about this is that it was on accident. So I pretty much cannot figure out how I even got it. Fuck. Match it up! Yes! Yes, sire! Get fudged up the butt. Ah, shit. Ah, no! At least I got a high score.
Look at that. Man. Look at this. Get ready. Daylight moon, yo. Look at that. Morning moon. Oh yeah. A sunrise moon, yeah. Pretty good. Fuck. This ain't over yet. Son of a fucking... Okay, alright. So, there's something that I noticed when I was playing Columns 1 just now. Now, one thing you kind of notice is that next window is not actually the next window. It apparently shows your current gems given to you. So, yeah, that's not a next window. That is your current gems window. That's the gems you have currently. And all that basically does is mirrors your gems that you have to control. So yeah, that's something interesting. But however, anything related to the game rules of Columns, a lot has changed throughout the series, which actually reminds me, the series has had quite a history of pretty much going different routes and doing things differently from each other. So yeah, you'll see what I mean.
You have the first Columns game, a novelty title for Sega Genesis owners. It was a marathon-style run like Tetris. It's all based on how high you score and how far you go. Fill your board to the top and it's game over. People choose 3 difficulties, which are easy, normal, or hard. The first of the franchise would then be archived in Genesis compilation discs, especially in modern day. It is surprisingly easy to get a hold of the first Columns game. No surprise, it's no surprise, Columns got a sequel. However, Columns 2, The Voyage Through Time, would see visual upgrades, of course. But that's not just it. There was a twist to the sequel. Columns 2 is a solve type where you must clear all the flashing jewels in order to advance to the next level, thus abandoning the marathon-style run that Columns 1 operated under. There would be bonus stages as well. I mean, you get a lot of points when you get a perfect and clear the whole bonus board. But anyway, let's keep going. Now, if you and a friend want to go head-to-head and want to kick each other's ass, people can go head-to-head as Columns 2 would turn into a combat puzzler when it is you and a buddy killing each other. Chain combos summon a rising ground line, and you gain victory when the opponent's jewel has reached the top. Columns 3, Revenge of the Columns, the 3rd installment in the franchise. And, yeah, Columns 3 completely abandons the marathon type and the solve type that was in Columns 2. Columns 3 instead went full-on as a combat puzzler. It's you versus a friend, and when alone there's a single-player campaign where you go on an adventure in a pyramid and face off against CPU opponents. However, rising ground lines are instead summonable through a press of a button in return for power caused by matched jewels. Columns 3 would support multiplayer for up to 5 players. Yeah, the very minute I started seeing the 5-player support for Columns 3, I ended up kinda thinking to myself, okay, there's a multi-tap for Sega Genesis. And I ended up looking on eBay, and guess what? There was a multi-tap for Sega Genesis. Go figure, I'm surprised. Stack Columns would then become a 4th installment, but that title would then continue the series as a combat puzzler. Not only that, but it has a campaign that is themed around casinos and gambling or some sort of noir theme. Either way, you go through Columns tournaments packed with CPU opponents. And here you thought the series found what it wanted, a combat puzzler just like the other Sega puzzle game franchise, Puyo Puyo, so it would remain as a combat puzzler. However, Columns 97, the 5th installment of the franchise. Speaking of, when that game released, it flip-flopped back into the marathon-type run that was known in the first game. Not only that, the game would receive a huge three-dimensional graphics overhaul. The music went back to a soothing orchestral soundtrack like the first game. The game would then run more smoother and faster. It had more style. And there would even be a instant replay thing on the player 2 side if there is no player 2. Speaking of, while you're playing alone, player 2 side would act as the track display, showing off not only your replays but the traditional leaderboards and various screensavers. Columns 97 was the return to roots and the heavy upgrade. I can go on and hypothesize how the series had an identity crisis, but maybe there was already an interview with the creators, so there's no need to. All I just need to do is find that interview and figure out their reason, and I think we're good. And, yeah, I guess there's no need to create hypotheses. However, my guess here is that there was issues with the leadership, or they wanted to experiment, I don't know. But in either way, the moral of the story here is that things change as time moves forward. It can be one thing back then, and then it can be different today. Okay, what the fuck am I even... Okay, look, Columns is a great game and essential amongst every gamer, being retro or Sega fanatics or just gamers. I mean, Columns is a great game to touch on. Fantastic. You're gonna love Columns. Anyway, that is all, and I am a miserable piece of life. See you in the next video, though. Yo, don't miss out on future shenanigans, while at the same time no up ahead anything video related. I will be appearing on these other sites. Be sure to follow. Also, support the channel over at Patreon for just $1 a month. Come on down to the description box and you will find the links.